Rodeo is America's original extreme sport, with its roots coming from the Old West when ranch hands challenged each other for bragging rights on who was the best cowboy. Circuit cowboys are the weekend warriors of rodeo. Regular Joes with regular jobs. But come Friday, they pack up and head out to compete in circuit rodeos. Not only for paychecks, but for the same bragging rights that started years ago. Up in the Rockies, cowboys are working their herds. And just minutes from downtown Denver, we're at the National Western Event Center for the third go-around of the Prca Dodge Mountain States Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals. Hello again, everyone. Wayne Brooks here, and joining me, 2004 World Champion steer wrestler Luke Branquino. Luke, we've been through 2 full go-rounds here, and the ultimate goal of winning the average is still up for grabs.
Yes, it is, Wayne. Jared Schlegel in the bareback riding is up by 3 points. Steer wrestling, Ken Lewis, 1/10 of a second over J.R. Crozier, which isn't much in that event. Tie-down roping, Corey Zion, 2/10 of a second over J.D. Schwager. You know, these guys have one more head left to try to get to Pocatello. Chance to win a lot of money. There's a lot on their mind.
It's the bareback riding. You want to get wild and reckless, here it comes. The second go-around was last night. Here's the results. Monty Down Air, 83 points. I mean, he really cracked out there and did some good.
Chris Timmerman came back with an 80-point ride. Tim Shirley, 79. Jared Schlegel, 78. Then we go down Mickey Down Air, 77. And Tyrell Nelson, 76.
The rule book, it's there for a reason. Here's the rule of the ride. Bareback riding is the most physically demanding of any rodeo event. The cowboy uses a bareback rigging, which has a suitcase-type handle attached to a rigid leather body. The rigging and a required pad is placed on the horse just like a saddle near the horse's withers. The cowboy works his gloved hand into the rigging to get his proper and preferred grip, called the bind. When all is right, he nods his head to indicate that he's ready for the chute to open. A successful ride is for an entire 8 seconds, while the cowboy works to maintain body control and rhythmic spurring action atop an animal athlete that's determined to buck him off. A cowboy will receive a no score if he's bucked off before the 8-second buzzer, touches the animal with his free hand, or fails to mark the horse out. Here we go. Ira McKillop, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Spanish Angel from Bold. He's had some rough luck this weekend. I hope it's better tonight.
Yeah, definitely. A 67 and a 68 in the first 2 go-rounds. He's got his woolly chaps on. Hopefully we'll get to see some hair fly tonight.
Let it all hang out. There's even a little baby powder to make it a little more wild.
Definitely. Right there, he's having a little trouble with his feet. You can see his toes aren't turned out, and he can't get a hold with them. And right there, it's going to cost him at the end of the ride. You can see him kind of flopping around on the back of that horse.
The more you turn your toes out, the more you get your heels into the horse, the better control you're going to have.
Exactly, and you can see he's disappointed. See how his toes right there, they're kind of sticking straight up in the air. You can't get a hold with your feet, and it's hard to control your body.
Those spurs, that's the only thing that helps you hang on from the waist down. You've got to use them, or else it's not going to work.
And right there, you can see him get loosened up real bad.
Ouch, 67 points. It's been such a disappointing weekend for him, but you know what? He's young. He'll come back. He'll be there again. Jared Schlegel, 19 years old. Hail Mary from Survey. Jared, at 19, first place in go-round number 1 with an 82-point ride. He'd like to do that again.
Yes, he would, you know, and he's 160 on 2, winning the average right now. If he could stay solid, ride this horse for 80-some points, he has a chance to win the average.
And if he can even be in the 70s, he's okay. Whoa, long run, hit, and jump.
That's a healthy horse right there. Look at the belly on him. He's really bucking good right there, and Jared got a little out of position, but he did a good job staying in the middle of her.
You know, when they take a long run at you like that, it's like getting in your car, driving 25 miles an hour and whacking a tree.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that horse really took a run at him, and he held his feet good, and when she started to buck, he did good, and he just got a little out of whack there.
He's in college right now. I wouldn't mind putting a couple extra bucks after that 82 in the first round in his pocket, but they're not going to do it here today. It's a 74-point ride, total on 3, 234 points. You're going to be hearing a lot of numbers here this go-around. And again, write them down, keep track if you want. If you don't care about it, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the rodeo. Mickey Down Air, Colorado man, pine cone from Vold. This is again a mare. A lot of folks think it's only the studs and the geldings. Lots of mama bucking horses are wonderful.
Yes, they are, part of that breed to buck program, and they do such a great job. Mickey, he placed in the first go around, had a little trouble in the second, won 77, 1 out, but he's doing a good job. Look how that horse is really jumping and kicking, trying to get across the arena real fast, but he's doing a good job trying to stay ahead of her.
I'll tell you what, that's the kind of ride he needed here in the third round. If he can be up in the 80s at all, he's going to take over number one in that average and probably hold on to it for a while.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all about getting their money, and he's doing a good job so far. And if he could win a little in this round and maybe win that average.
You got that right. Hey, there's a great look at the flank. That's the rope on the back side of that horse near the flank of the horse. That's why they call it a flank. They try and kick it off. See the heels, the feet come up and try and kick that rope? We'll tell you more about it in just a second or two. Great ride. He's happy. 83 points. Great job. The flank. Let's talk a little more about it. We call it a tack fact.
We consider it a training device. And when they have it on and snug, then it's time to buck. And horse flanks are leather straps, but they're all sheepskin lined. They're not pressed into their genitals. It's just a training device, and they know it's time to buck. We maintain those meticulously. They're cleaned very regularly, and if you ever get them in mud, they're dried out thoroughly and washed and cleaned, because we are not going to hurt them. Good flank men never pull the flank till the animal is out of the chute, because then they don't start fussing in there. And the cowboy's safety and the animal's safety is paramount in the chute.
These animals are our bread and butter. You heard them, they don't perform. Let's take a look to Chris Timberman, Casper, Wyoming. Sky dancer from Vold. He's got the name, he's got the talent. I hope tonight's the night.
Yeah, definitely. Chris did such a good job in the second go-around with an 80-point ride, winning second. And he's got the year-end championship sewed up. All he has to do is stay on this horse and try to win some money. He's guaranteed Pocatello. And he's making a great ride right here. He's kind of getting off away from his hand, but he still was sitting up and doing a good job with his feet.
All right, there it is. Take a look at the replay. Something went haywire here, because I can see the scores coming in right now. They're not liking it as much as they should have. Reaches down, great form, toes out. You're talking right.
Right there, his left leg's not really doing much, and I think the judges docked him some points for that. He's kind of getting tipped away from his hand. He's going to come in with I believe, a 69 points score ride.
Yep.
That's not going to help him out in the average, but he's going to Pocatello anyway.
That's it. He's going to be your year-end champion. After it's all said and done, he won the most of anybody, and he's right here in front of you. Boy, what a great guy. And a good weekend. Even though he just won a little bit of money here in that second round, he's still headed for Pocatello and a shot at $500,000. Friends, it is more bareback riding coming your way. We'll be right back after this. We're back at the PRCA Dodge Mountain States Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals. What's the markout rule? Very important. Here's the rules of the ride. In bareback and saddle bronc riding, a rider can be disqualified if he doesn't mark the horse out. That means that his heels must be above the horse's shoulders until the animal's front feet hit the ground on its first move out of the chute. But if a horse fails to leave the chute, the judges can call out, "Go on," indicating that they have waived the markout rule for that rider on that particular horse. All right, Powder River Rodeo Company, Top Shelf. This is one of the horses from the breeding program. Tom Cardwell has drawn him, Alcova, Wyoming. A big gelding that'll weigh 1,300 pounds, I'll bet you. 5 years old, but he's a little hard to ride. I've seen him a bunch.
Yes, he is, and Tom's going to have his hands full right here. Tom came in 72 in the first round, 69 in the second. He's going to have to mark high to have a chance at that average. Look how that horse just blows out of there, really jumping and kicking. Tom's a little behind. You can see him struggling right there and flopping around on the back of the horse. He knew he was going to get bucked off, so he double grabbed to save himself.
Save your life. I don't blame him a bit. They don't ride that horse very often. If they do, they'll reward them with a high score. But he's just difficult. I mean, them guys talk about a heavy horse. That, I would imagine, is a very heavy horse.
Yeah, exactly. If you can see here, that horse is really pulling down on his rigging, and Tom's having trouble getting up on it. And his arm just straightens out, and head starts popping, and he's in a bind about 2 jumps into that ride.
Ouch. No day off. That's no fun right there.
You have to applaud Hank and Lori Franz, and that's a great bucking horse.
No score. Let's stay with Powder River Rodeo Company. Matt Mosher has got the other end of the spectrum. It's a mare, but it's a little bay mare. Not very big, but she comes from a breeding program of National Finals Rodeo. Great town. I love the town Matt's from. Wild Horse, Colorado. That's cool.
Well, it fits this horse right here, Double Diamond. Like I said, they have great breeding program, and this ought to be a good ride. Matt's doing a great job with his feet. Look at that. Toes turned out, really pulling and lifting on his rig and staying in front of that horse.
Yes!
That was a great ride right there.
Oh my goodness. Get off of there and jump up and down a little bit. Look at this. Matt, feel good about yourself. He's not sure about it. I think sometimes when you're in the middle of the competition, you go, I don't know what happened. I did my best. Look at the replay. He did do his best. His feet looked good. He's really hustling. That horse is dragging in a bunch of points.
Yes, he is, and you can see that mark out. Judges are going to mark him high for that, and the way he had his toes turned out riding that horse was awesome.
Good job, buddy. Judges, I hope you liked it. 85 points. That's way out in front. Nicely done.
That's awesome. That's going to put him second in the average right now with a 237.
Tim Shirley, Conifer, Colorado. Burns Rodeo Company, Blue Duck. We saw this horse in Pocatello last year, and with a 78 and a 79, Tim needs somewhere to go here in the third round.
That horse really came out blown, and Tim's doing a good job. Maybe needs to drag his foot a little more on the right-hand side. He spurred over the neck once there, too. But that horse is hard to ride, and Tim got it done.
You know, you wonder why this is the event that the contestants sustain the most injuries. This is like being a car wreck every day.
Yeah, exactly. You know, their head gets popping, possible whiplash, their elbow gets sore from getting jerked on, and then the landing. You know, you're lucky if you can get off on the pickup min right there.
Holy cow. When he spurs over his neck, that's a great shot for you to get drove into the ground.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but he's such an athletic cowboy, he just dropped that foot back down where it was supposed to be.
All right, score rolling in. I see a 40 on one side, 41, 81 points, 81. You know, he's going to be happy with that because if he wouldn't have spurred over his neck, that would have been 3 or 4 more points right there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's going to put him with a 238 on 3.
Sam Nordic, Laramie, Wyoming, Survey Rodeo Company, Ernie's Pet.
This is a great horse. I've watched this horse go before. Tim's been doing good. I believe he placed in the first round, placed in the second round. He has a good chance at the average right now.
I'll tell you what, they won a round in Vegas on this horse just a year ago. Sam, keep working. You got the horse. Keep moving. Keep hustling. Ooh, almost threw him over the front.
Yeah, look how that horse, whoa, he hit the ground pretty hard right there.
That'll break your trailer hitch.
Yes, it will, but that horse was really trying to get him off, and he did a good job hustling his feet.
That's the kind of pony right there. Stub your toe one time, that horse will fling you about 30 foot out in front of him.
He did a great job. You can see right there how he's trying to control his upper body. That horse is really trying to get him on the end of his arm.
Whoa, ejection seat right at the very last. Score coming in, 83 points. That'll make that old hind end feel a little better. Smile, Sam, you did good. 83. Monty down there. We've been chasing the average. Hartselle, Colorado. Marbles from Southwick Johnson. They made some money in Cheyenne Frontier Days on this horse. Now, Monty's been having a great weekend. 83. Put him in the first place for go number 2.
Yeah, you know, and he had tough luck in the first round, bucked off. Hopefully he can get it together tonight on marbles and just do his best and win some money.
They can get out just, no. That's not the right way to come out of there.
No, that horse really lunged forward and reared over. He almost went out the other side of the chute. Monty's doing a good job riding, though. That horse kind of quit bucking there at the end of the ride, though.
Oh, my gosh. Don't you know he's thinking, I should have been a dentist. What am I doing?
No, he did a good job right there, hanging on to that horse. Look how he lunges over right there.
Ooh.
You know, and obviously they're going to waive the markout rule
Right.
on him, so he could set his feet however he wants and get himself in the right position to ride that horse when he comes out.
Right there. Houston, we have a problem.
You know, that guy that was standing right up there by the horse's head, he's wishing he wasn't standing there, knocked him off the back of the bucking chutes.
It can be dangerous just to watch rodeo. 75 points for go-around number 3. You know, I think that extra couple of seconds, if that horse would have been out in the arena doing something, that would have helped him.
Yes, definitely.
Talk about wild, western, and exciting. Go-around number 3, you've watched it. Matt Mosher with an 85. Sam Nordic and Mickey down there, both with 83s. Tim Shirley's in there with an 81. But Chris Timberman, he won the most. He's our year-end champion. He's headed to Pocatello.
Yeah, exactly, you know. And then Mickey down there and Tim Shirley split the average with 238, but Mickey's the one that's going to get to go, just for the fact that they go back and take the top score out of the 3 rides, and that happened to be Mickey.
Awesome job, guys. Angie Burton is down below with our winner. You know he's going to have a smile on for about a month. Let's say hello to him right now.
Mickey needed provided a great ride tonight coming into the third performance, and you did just that. You say you weren't even nervous at all. What were you thinking as you went out on your horse because you had to ride?
I was just excited to have him, and I knew he was a good horse, and I just knew I had to have a good performance tonight to be able to win the average tonight. And I really wasn't thinking about average. I was just hoping that everything went good in the go-rounds, and everything looked my way tonight.
Well, it paid off well. You walking away with the average championship and also a trip to go to Pocatello.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I've always wanted to go to Pocatello, and I finally get my chance to go.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Back to you.
It's the football players of Rodeo, the big boys, steer wrestlers. They're coming up next. Welcome back to Denver, and welcome back to the steer wrestlers. They're up right now, the big boys. Last night's go-around was blazing fast. Kyle Calloway with a 4.4, Sean Mills with a 4.6, but the big story is the total on 2. Here's the average.
Yeah, definitely. Ken Lewis, 9.6. J.R. Crozier right behind him, 9.7. Sean Mills, 9.8. Cole Frislin, 11.1. And Jake Reinhardt at 12.6.
You're not going to win a dime if you don't follow the rules. The rules of the run are very important. Watch it. Steer wrestling is the fastest event in rodeo. The objective of steer wrestling is to chase down a 600-pound steer and wrestle it to the ground using only leverage and strength as quickly as possible. The steer wrestler, also known as a bulldogger, starts his run at the back of the box to the left of the chute behind the barrier. In the box to the right of the chute is the hazer. The hazer's job is to keep the steer running in a straight line. When the steer wrestler is ready to go, he nods his head and the chute opens. The steer wrestler rides to the running steer and begins his transition from saddle to steer. The horse is trained to run past the steer as the cowboy dismounts. As the bulldogger reaches the steer's head, he must consider his speed, the ground conditions, and the size of the steer to maximize the leverage, momentum, and timing needed to throw the steer. The time starts when the barrier is released and ends when the steer has been thrown and all 4 legs point in the same direction. Beginning to end, a steer wrestling run lasts 3 to 5 seconds and is timed to 1/10 of a second. But if the steer wrestler exits the box before the barrier is released, he's assessed a 10-second penalty. All right, rock and roll, boys. Dane Hanna, Denver, Colorado. He's already made some money. In third place, second go-around, 4.7. We know he's capable of doing it.
Yeah, Dane has a great chance to go in and try to win the average right here. You know, he's right now that Dane is 12.8 on 2. He has a good chance if he can throw this steer fast. Kind of had to leap at that steer a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, that steer, he didn't get a great go at him, but he still threw him down. Comes in with a 4.5. Maybe he'll place in the go around and have a chance at the average.
Buddy, I'll tell you what, that could win both right now. It just depends on what could happen in the rest of the field, but that's going to set the pace. There's 11 more guys that just went, oh no. Great run. Sean Mills, you got your work cut out for you. LaSalle, Colorado. He's been 5-2. He also was 4.6. Let's put a little pressure on him right now.
Yeah, definitely. Sean, 9.8, winning third in the average on 2. If he can come back and throw this steer fast, he's going to put a lot of pressure on him too.
Here's a veteran, and he's 6 foot and 210 pounds. He's not quite as big as you, but he's still a big guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, great cowboy, and he bulldogs good. That steer kind of tried to lock his head on him. You could see when he was sliding him, that steer just tucked his nose down. Sean did a good job getting him pulled up around the corner and get a good fall out of him.
You know what, I saw partly what you're talking about, but show me just exactly where it's at, because the hung leg at the very last is where I thought the time got in trouble.
Well, it did, but right here you see him getting off. See how that steer just keeping his head down right there at Sean's leg? If that steer would have thrown his nose up there, he could have got a flat fall and that steer wouldn't have hung the leg.
I got you. That's from a world champion steer wrestler. It doesn't come any more from the horse's mouth than that. Here comes Jason Miller. Great big guy and one of the nicest and polite guys in the whole wide world. He needs to be down in the lower 4s. Time to beat, 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, Jason hasn't had much luck. He was 5.7 in the first go and then 16.2 with a barrier in the second go. Right here, he's got that steer caught quick, made a great run. You know, one thing you can tell by a steer wrestler is how far they slide a steer. Jason didn't slide that steer more than 6 inches, and that's how you get them on their side fast.
That big boy lays his hands on them. They're going down, aren't they?
You can see right here, he hits up on his feet. See how he had control of that run the whole time, and he made a great run.
4.4. He goes to the lead in the go-around, but you know what? It doesn't matter. He's won enough that he's going to wind up our year-end circuit champion. He's going to Pocatello one way or another, but an extra paycheck wouldn't hurt a thing. Kyle Calloway, a young guy, He was a no score in go 1. He was so disappointed, he said, I don't care what happens, I'm going for it all the way the next 2 rounds.
Yes, exactly. You know, on his birthday yesterday, won the go-around. You couldn't ask for much more. Hopefully he can come back and do the same thing again tonight.
All right, we're looking for a 4-4 or faster to even tie up for the lead. He's going to do it.
Boy,
oh!
Kyle got a great start, but you see right there how he was on his back and that steer's head was up around Kyle's chest. If you could lock their head down around your waist, it's going to help you control the animal. You see right here? Has him caught good, and see how he goes to his butt right there?
Mm-hmm.
You have no leverage and no power to throw that steer down.
You know what? He's still 4.4.
Yeah, you know that this is a good pen of steers, and he's a strong kid. If you could use more of your body strength, though, could have been a little bit faster.
This is getting really tight. Let's go to the Badlands country. Making his home in Colorado now. This is Jake Reinhardt. Made a little money in that go-around number 1 and in go 2, but he's looking for first, not fourth.
Yeah, Jake's sitting 5th in the average right now with a 12.6. He's going to have to be fast here. Right there, you almost seen that horse break the barrier with his nose.
Yeah.
But look at this run right here. See, Jake got down on his back, too. That ground's fast, and your feet want to slide a lot, so it's really important to control them.
That's the first time we've seen that here at the circuit finals. Most of the time it's with their chest, but it can be done with their nose.
Yes, it can. I mean, it's very possible. If a horse stumbles going through the box, he could break the barrier with his nose.
Wow. 5.6, there it is. Total on 3, 15.8. Not bad. Matt Dorenkamp, Roggen, Colorado. Made a little money as well. Second round, no score. He hunts and fish. He's a great guy, but most importantly, a third-generation rodeo cowboy and just cowboy in general.
Yeah, exactly. He's a heck of a cowboy, and Matt's won a lot of money before. I've seen him bulldog. He's done well, and he had an injury a few years ago at Oakdale, California, but he's coming back good after it. Right here you can see he's bulldogging good, got a good start. Steer picked his head up. See how Matt kept that steer's head down? That was a great run.
I've heard you talk, and all the bulldoggers talk about airplaning a steer all the time. I know what it is. Tell everybody else.
Right there, you see how Matt's feet hit? And that steer never had a step when he was looking back up at the chutes. That steer's feet cleared, and he was airplaned, which we like to call a lot of air time.
That's what you call a 4.2. Great job. Coming up, a lot more steer wrestling. Pride and joy of Casper, Wyoming. It's J.R. Crozier. He's been here before. Pressure doesn't bother him. You know he's going to have to be fast. That's it.
Exactly. You know, he's 1/10 behind Ken Lewis in the average on 2. If he could be fast here, he'll put the pressure on Ken and have a chance to go to Pocatello.
This guy always rides the right kind of horses. What percentage is the horse in your game?
Oh, it's really high up there. Your horse has to score good and he has to run hard. But see right there, JR's horse run in there. He got a good head catch. Didn't slide that steer very far and slammed him.
Nice job. Is he clean?
He's got out of the barrier.
He is. How about 4 flat taking over the number 1 spot?
That was a great run right there, and JR used all his momentum and strength right there to throw that steer down.
Boy, that's going to be tough to beat. When you start talking about getting in the 3s to win, you better buckle your seatbelt and get it on right now.
Oh, definitely. You're going to have to be, you're going to have to get across that line to be 3 seconds to be fast.
All right, Wade Sumter, Fowler, Colorado. This is the man who won the first place prize, the big bucks, with a 4.2 in the first go-around. Can he do it again?
You know, Wade Bulldog's really good and rides a horse good. He had been sitting really good, but he broke the barrier in the second go-around and was 4-1. You know, so he'd come back and be fast. He's not going to place in the average, but he'll win something in this go-around.
Here we go. Ooh, was that nice or what? Or was that just weird?
Well, that was a great steer, but he had his head cocked around him and made a good run on him. He kind of was a little lower, but sometimes it works on steers like that.
4.7, another look at it.
Yeah, right here, Wade really pulls with his right arm and makes a great run, finishes that steer good.
You know what? Every one of these guys at this level of competition, they've got to give them a head start. That is the rules we're talking about. Rules of the run, the barrier. In the 3 rodeo timed events, riders start their runs behind a barrier, a line stretched in front of the box. The barrier is used to give the calf or steer a predetermined head start, called the score. Once the animal's chute is opened, it runs into the arena, and when it reaches the score line, a breakaway loop on the animal triggers the release of the barrier in front of the competitor. If the cowboy leaves too early and breaks the barrier, 10 seconds is added to his time. These guys are so in tune, we haven't had an infraction to that effect at all this round. They know what they're doing, they're all focused. Let's go to Sean Bessiger, Greeley, Colorado. He's had some rough luck, but you know what? He's going after it. This is a vet. He's a professional. He loves rodeo.
Yes, he does. You know, he broke the barrier and made a great run last night at 3.7. Hopefully he can turn around, not break a barrier tonight, and be 3.7.
He's charging hard for the go-around. That means you got to push that barrier. Don't break it, but push it.
You know, he got a great start right there and got that steer's head shoved down there and made a good run. He's going to be 4.3. Might place in the go-around right now.
If you want to learn how to bulldog and you're 16, 17 years old, look at that run.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he rode up there, caught that steer's head good, gets back to his feet, and really finishes that steer and pulls his nose out.
That's going to hold for some money, I hope. Good job, Sean. Time to beat still 4.0, Josh Peak. Here's a guy that can do it. Pueblo, Colorado. No score in round 2. He's got blood in his eye.
Yeah, you know, he's 5.2 in his first one. This steer's really running right here. But watch Josh. Great run. You know, he didn't slide that steer very far for as far as he ran him. He's going to be 5.1. Not going to win any money, but good run.
You talk about sliding the steer very far. You've said it several times. That's got to be one of the most key elements in winning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, back in the old days, the guys used to have to slide steers because they weighed 700-800 pounds.
Right.
These steers are so much lighter, you could plant your feet and just spin them out of their tracks.
You bet.
And that's how you win the money. This ground's pretty hard here, so these guys are going to really have to be careful with their feet.
Here's a guy that's big like you, Cole Fritzland, Rifle, Colorado. If you're chasing a world championship, how important is staying in physically good condition? I know shoulders and knees, that's the big problem.
Yes, definitely. Knees is a great problem. ACL, MCL, PCL problems. Shoulders, dislocating them. You know, these guys go to the gym, work out, eat right. Try to stay as physically fit as possible.
When you're the size of this guy, 230, 40 pounds, and you got a six-pack, you got to be proud of that.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Like yourself, of course.
Yeah. He had a little bad luck right there. He rode up a little too far, and that steer kind of checked up, and his horn got behind him.
Ooh, a little rough. Oh, no. That's so disappointing.
You know, fortunately, that steer didn't come back over the top of him. That's just the luck of rodeo. I mean, sometimes it goes good and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, that's what we're looking at. Go round number 3. The number 1 money went to a 4-flat run. J.R. Crozier from Casper, Wyoming. Great job. It was a really tight round. 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 4-4. On down the line. That's as good as it gets right there.
Yeah, you know, this was a great bulldog tonight. A couple no times, that stuff happens. You know, J.R. Crozier, he bulldogged very well this week. He was 13.7, won the average by almost 2 seconds. Good job. Congratulations to JR.
JR is headed for Pocatello, and so is Jason Miller, your year-end circuit champion. Congratulations, guys. Good luck. Angie Burton down below with our winner.
As the old saying goes, the third time is the charm. It worked that way for JR tonight. You came out, you had a great run. You were really reaching. You said you didn't feel that at all.
I didn't really notice it, but I guess I could have. I had a lot of guys say that. Felt good to me.
You had to make a quick run. Of course, you wanted to win the average so you could go to Pocatello. What was going through your mind? Were you nervous? Did you put a lot of pressure on yourself before you get out there?
Well, the first few guys to go, it was pretty tough bulldogging, and I thought, well, just score sharp and see what happens, and I did the best I could, and it all turned out good.
Yes, it did. It turned out, and the best is always what we're looking for. Good luck to you, and back to you guys.
Thank you, Angie. The finesse event, good roping, and great horses. Tie-down roping coming up next. Welcome back to the National Western Event Center, our hosts here in Denver. What a great place it is, and we're certainly proud to be here. Tie-down roping, it's coming your way. Talk about quick. Last night's go-around, Brandon Nugebauer, 7.8 and a 9.0 for the number 2 spot. That's fast.
Yeah, and the average, Corey Zion, 20.5. J.D. Schwager, 2/10 behind, 20.7. Joe Coletti, 22.6. Rusty Martin, 22.7. Dennis Walters, 23.5. And John Peak at a 28.3.
There is lots of room in that average, and if you want to get there, you've got to follow the rules. We want you to be abreast of all the rules right now. It's the rules of the run. The objective of tie-down roping is to rope the calf and tie any 3 legs together as quickly as possible. The cowboy starts in the right box behind the barrier. The cowboy calls for his calf by nodding his head. The calf is given a predetermined head start. The cowboy must rope the calf, bring his horse to a stop, transition from horse to the ground, and run down the rope to flank the calf. The calf must be standing on all 4 legs before the cowboy can flank the calf. With the calf on the ground, the cowboy gathers up any 3 legs
and ties them with a piggin string finished with a knot called the hooey. When the cowboy has completed the hooey, he raises both hands to indicate he's done. The cowboy then remounts his horse and rides toward the calf, putting slack in the rope. A 10-second penalty will be added to the time if the barrier is broken. A no time will result if the calf doesn't stay tied down for 6 seconds after the rope goes slack. There's also a time limit, which can vary from rodeo to rodeo. If you're going to do it, pull it out in the final round. This is it, the championship round. We're going to go to a veteran, Dennis Walter, to kick it off from Ray, Colorado. 11 flat, 12-5. He's been quick, but not quick enough. I would say 10 seconds or less is going to win you a big check.
Yeah, definitely. If he's going to have to be 10 seconds or less to have a chance to move up in the average or possibly win it. You know, he's an older guy competing against these young guys, but he can still do it. He can still beat these kids.
Well, on the ground, you know, this is a very experienced roper right here. When he gets on the ground, the old hooey cam and the hooey timer makes a big difference. Take a look at it.
Definitely right there. If that calf could have stayed up on his feet, he would have been a lot faster. But, you know, he was 9.9. That's a great run. He was 4.6, I believe, on the hooey timer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that calf could have stayed on his feet, he might have been in the 3s on the hooey timer.
About as quick as we've seen here on the hooey timer, maybe 4, 4, 4, 5. That sounds funny to say, hooey timer, hooey timer. Say that 3 times real quick.
But no, that's a great run. Like you said, you see how that calf was on his side when he got to him? If that calf would have been up on his feet, he would have had less time trying to get him up to flank him.
Right. Be quick on the ground. Here it is. Timing away, clicking away.
You know, he puts 2 wraps, tries to make sure that calf's tied tight so he doesn't get up. He knows he's going to place in the average. He's just hoping he can hold on and win first.
Think about the average. He could have maybe tied him once and then gambled, but the average could have been at stake there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that calf might have got up and he might not have placed if he would get up. But, you know, that was a great run.
Dean Geeson, Deer Trail, Colorado. Second place in the first go, 9.5 seconds. He's already been under 10 seconds. He knows what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. Had a little bad luck in the second round, was no time. So he's coming, you know, he's coming to win something tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs at the barrier. Got it on that calf quick, running down the rope. Horse kind of left some slack in the rope. He's going to have to really flank him and, you know, be fast right here, but I don't know that he's going to get it done.
Move away from the trough. This is the porker pen of calves, I think. My goodness. We've seen a couple of them that way. Look like they're just heavy to get off the ground.
Yeah, you see right there that horse isn't backing up. See all the slack in the rope?
Yeah.
If that would have been tight, he would have had a little better help flanking that calf.
I gotcha. Gotta work with the horse. If he doesn't do his job, it makes yours a whole lot tougher.
Exactly.
Hooey cam, it's clicking away. That's going to be like 7 seconds when you had to pick him up again.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's just that horse not helping him much. It's costing him time.
Well, 5.5. Made a liar out of me, but still not too bad. If he'd got him up the first time, he'd have been all right. 19.9 total time. Trevor Thiel, Greeley, Colorado. First place, go 1. 9.3. That's the kind of run we need here again.
Yeah, definitely. He was no time in the second round, especially after coming back winning the first round. He's just going to try to run at him and try to win some money tonight.
The time to beat is right on the edge of that 10-second run. It's a 9.9. That's our leader so far. Everybody is really concentrating here. This is for all the marbles, the final round. If you can do it here right now, you got a shot at $500,000 in Pocatello.
Yeah, definitely. Right there, he got such a great start and got it on that calf fast. He's going to be quick here if he could wrap that calf up and throw his hands in the air.
Good. 2 wraps and a hooey. That again, they're thinking about the average here. You got to make sure they keep them down.
Yeah, exactly. You know, calves rarely get up if they get 2 wraps and a hooey on them, and he tied that calf pretty good.
You know, here's something to go a little bit farther into that average thing. Even though he was a no scorer in go round number 2, depending on what happens, you could place in the average on 2 head.
Oh, definitely. I mean, guys can miss, calves can kick free. You know that there's no guarantees in rodeo. You put them together and hopefully you win something.
Even if you go to Las Vegas and there's 10 of the best guys in the whole wide world behind you, anything can happen.
Exactly, and that's the truth.
All right, horse working good. Everything's right. It goes to the...
Oh, wow.
What?
That calf kicked a leg out. You don't see that with 2 wraps and a hooey.
You're kidding.
That surprises me because he put 2 good wraps and a hooey on.
I can't believe it. Friends, we got a lot more to go. Coming up, more tie-down roping. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you're having as much fun as we are. Here's a great guy, Charlie Kingsbury from Orchard, Colorado. He has some disappointing weekend times this weekend. 2 no scores. He's going to be going for broke.
Yeah, he's going to be gunning for him. Charlie's a good roper, and, you know, he really thrives in situations like that. Hasn't won anything yet. He's going to try hard tonight. Great start out of the barrier and really got it on that calf fast. See how he controls his slack right there and just spins that calf around on his feet?
Come on, Charlie.
Right there, that's gonna make or break the run. And one wrap and a hooey, great time right there.
You know, as an announcer, we always joke. You see them guys hustling back to the horse, kind of just trotting along real quickly. You've got to have your fingers crossed and saying, stay down, stay down, stay down.
Oh, exactly. When you put one wrap and a hooey, like I said, it gives a calf a chance to get up. You don't have as much rope on him. Right there, Charlie knows that he got one wrap and a hooey. Maybe didn't tie him as tight as he wanted. He hustled back there, and hopefully that calf will stay tied.
There's the hooey timer. He did this one quickly. 8.7 seconds. That's the kind of run it takes to win a round. Right there, 8 and 7. Here's the good news. You're in circuit champion. Yeah, he's already got it won. We'll see him in Pocatello no matter what.
Exactly. That was a great run. That was a great way to end the circuit season for him right there in Colorado.
You bet. Andrew Martin, Greeley, coming in. Come on, Andy. You've got to do something here. High school national finals, college finals a couple of times. He's been here 5 times. Pressure. Whether it's the circuit finals or Las Vegas, tell me about it. You've been to both places.
You know, you can't let it affect you. You just got to go in there and try to win first, no matter who's there. Oh, a little bad luck right there for Andrew. He missed that calf, kind of hit him beside the head.
You know, this will happen to a guy like this 1 in 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah. You know, right there, I don't know if he misread where that calf was or what, but, he's going out trying to win something. He was too long on his first 2.
He's such a great roper. That is disappointing. I can't believe we saw that. That's how I rope every time. J.D. Schweiger, Reno, Colorado. 11.790. He's been right around him. He's been pretty close. In fact, he won some money there with that 9.0, but 3rd round.
Yeah, exactly. JD has a great chance at the average right now. He's 20.7, only 2/10 behind Corey Zion. If he can put a run together tonight, he's going to have a good chance to, win that average.
And he's got room. He could be around 12 or 13 seconds and still place in the top 4 in the average. You do the math, we'll watch the run.
Exactly. Right there, wow, he really has a running calf, not one he needed. Got down the rope fast. See how that calf's on his side? He has to help that calf to his feet before he can flank him.
Yeah.
Now he's trying to put a wrap on him. That calf's really straining and trying to kick the tie loose. He's running back to his horse.
You see where those guys sit down on those calves. They kind of sit down on their hind quarters. You draw a calf that's going to strain and kick you right in the knees, it's going to make your time a lot longer.
Yeah.
And I think he started to do that right there.
Yeah, definitely. And right here you can see how hard this calf's running. Look at that horse. It's got his ears pinned back. Horse does a good job stopping, getting into the ground. But right there, that calf's on his side. Just takes time to get him back to their feet before he can flank them.
Say hello to the number 1 man in the average. 33 flat with that 12.3 added in. He takes over number 1. Give me a prediction. Is he going to hold it or not in the average?
Boy, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Corey has a pretty good calf drawn. We'll just have to wait and see.
Joe Coletti's got the right kind, too. And he's our man up next. Pueblo, Colorado. 6th doesn't pay a dime. He did that both. Go round number 1 and 2. Here's that high school state tie-down roping champion. He's won it 3 times as a youngster. High school, college, now the pros.
Exactly. It's stepping stones. People go through junior rodeo, high school rodeo. Right there, Joe's a little late, but his calf was waiting on him. Oh, and he roped him around the ears, and it doesn't stay on.
Ears are hard to keep a calf.
Exactly. Right there, he just didn't get his tip of his loop down enough and get it around that calf's head.
We take it for granted because we watch it day in and day out. Roping is an art, and if you do it right, it looks like poetry in motion. If you do it wrong, you go home with no money.
Exactly.
Wow, tough break for Joe. Slow motion hooey timer. Here it is. Look close. You'll see it happen live and in person. Coming up, more tie-down roping. You can't take anything away from the guys that have got the experience. However, the next 3 contestants, 23, 24, 25 years old. We're starting with the oldest of the bunch, John Peak, Pueblo, Colorado.
Yeah, John, he has two brothers. They're all cowboys. They're all great hands. They're all around cowboys. And they get it done no matter what situation you put them in. They're great hands. Look at him how he rides that horse. Gets that horse set perfect. Great start. Gets it on that calf really fast. See how he held his slack again and spun that calf to his feet? He's going to be quick here. Oh, he misstrung him.
Uh-oh.
Now he's missing his hooey and wrap. He's going to have to really pull that hooey tight.
Disappointing. And John is so good with his jerk line. This is the guy we turn to tell us exactly how it works and how you're supposed to handle it. Watch as he comes off the horse. I hope we get the slow-mo. Are we going to? Yes, we are. Great. Watch as he comes off of his horse. The jerk line is coming out of his belt. See it tucked in right there?
Yeah, you know, and that's just going to help his horse pull that calf back. And see how that calf was coming to Josh as he was going to it? That just helps your time out. It helps you on the ground to be faster. Right there, he misstrung the calf's leg. Now he misses his string a couple times. He doesn't really have that calf tied up good. So he's just going to have to hustle.
I'll tell you what, that's rough. He ends up at 10.9, but he's still in the top 4 in our average right now. That's okay. We'll stay with the young guys. Let's go to Brandon Neugebauer. I'm not taking anything away from the guys, the veterans, who've been to 1,000 rodeos, because even the 35, 40, 45, 50-year-olds, they can slide in here and beat these young guys.
Oh, yeah. Brandon's a great hen. You know, he was 7-8 last night. His calf kind of runs off to the left, and he just missed him.
Oh, man. Heartbreaker. 7.8 to win round number 2. What happens? What happens? You won round number 2, you're set. You should win round number 3, right?
Well, you know, just luck of the draw right there. He got such a good start, that calf peeled off to the left. That just makes you have to track him further to get your loop on him. Brandon didn't want to take those extra steps down the arena. He threw his rope and just happened to miss.
Oh, Darnell Johnson. Here's the 23-year-old. No score in the first, 9-2 in the second. 9-2 is a good time. Just do it again. Act like it's the practice pin.
Yeah, right there. You see how that calf fell down right there? Again, that's going to cost him time. He's kind of having trouble stringing or getting his legs gathered up, puts a wrap in a hooey. He's 9-1 right now. Hopefully that'll hold.
Tell you what, at about 75% of the rodeos across this nation, that'd win money.
Oh, definitely.
You bet. 9-1, very smooth. You know something I just noticed? Look at him getting off there. No jerk line.
Yeah, you know, it just depends on the horse. Some horses don't need it. Look how tight that rope is right there. That horse is backing up on his own. He doesn't really need it. The jerk line's there just to help the horse if he's a little weak on pulling the calf back to you.
That's pretty technical, but basically, some need it, some don't.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that horse right there, look how tight that rope is as he's walking up it. Horse is working good. He doesn't need the jerk line.
Nice horse. What would you give for that horse?
Oh, shoot, I'm not much of a calf roper, but he's got to be worth in the 30,000s.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Woo, that's a bunch. Corey Zion, Idaho, Colorado. 9.2 in go round number 2. Here's a rancher and a hunter. He likes to hunt.
Yeah, definitely. Corey's doing good. Winning the average right now on 2, 20.5. 11-3 on his first one. Good start right here. Kicking over this calf, just going to get him roped. He knows what he has to be to win the average. Having a little trouble getting down the rope, but he's going to smooth it out right here. 1, 2, 3. Put them together.
Hey, buddy.
Right there.
I'll tell you what, a 10.5, that's not going to win the round, but take a look at what just happened in the average. I hope this calf stays down.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know, he's gonna go to lead in the average by 2 seconds. That was a great run, and, you know, a smart run. He just knew he had to tie him up.
In this game, 2 seconds is a lifetime. 31 flat on 3 head. I can't even itch a good itch in 30 seconds, and he just tied 3 calves in that amount of time.
Yeah, congratulations. That was a good run. You see how he just smoothed out right here? Threw them legs up there, 1 wrap, 2 wraps, and there's his hooey.
Wow, great job. You take this kind of talent anywhere at any rodeo, anytime. I don't care if they add $100,000 or $1,000. This is the kind of guy sneak up and get you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he won 4th in the go round right there, 10.5. He did such a great job. He knew what he had to do, and he did it. He took care of his business, and it worked out well for him.
It did work out well for Charlie Kingsbury, too. He's going to Pocatello as our year-end circuit champion. He won the round 8.7. Darnell Johnson, 9-1, second place. Dennis Walter, 9-9. Corey Zion, there he is, 10.5.
Yeah, and Corey Zion guaranteed himself a trip to the Dodge National Circuit Finals by winning the average with a 31 flat. J.D. Schwager right behind him, Dennis Walter, and John Peake to round out the top 4.
That was exciting. Corey Zion's down below with Angie Burton. Let's say hello to the winner.
After 20 years of competing in the rodeo arena, you would think that Corey would have this down pat. You said your stomach was upset all day long as you got ready, and it had to even be even more so. You are the last calf roper to go tonight.
Yeah, you know, my goal every year is not the NFR, it's to make it to Pocatello to the Dodge Finals. So, I mean, this is a big step for me. So, coming in with the fastest time on 2, I was nervous all day, wondering what was going to happen.
Well, you mentioned that it's a total mental game. You don't think it's the horse, you think it all comes down to your head.
It's a lot of it. You have to have a good horse, but you've got to be mentally tough to be able to go out and compete and do the little things every night.
Well, you did that today. Congratulations to you. You held up to the pressure and came out with the fastest run. Good luck in Pocatello. Back to you.
Good job, Corey. Coming up, it's Saddle Bronc riding here in Denver.